Look, I want to start, ladies and gentlemen, just by addressing some of the challenges that we are dealing with, but then I want to talk about the opportunities, because you're not short of opportunities in this beautiful region, and I want you to believe that. And I want you to know that as we, as a state, have the eyes of the world looking on us, there has never been a better place or a better time than to be in Queensland. And I want you to see that and feel that and know that it's not just about the capital, it's about every square inch of this state. And we are determined to make sure that every part of the state benefits from a state on the rise. And I do want to thank you, Chris, for hosting another Bush Summit. They are important and we'll continue to turn up to them because they matter. So the challenges. We started by discussing the youth crime crisis, and I used Toowoomba as an example of a city that had never experienced it before and had seen a surge in it. And when I used to come here, people would say to me, we moved here or we've lived here because we always felt safe and we don't feel safe anymore. And we've got a long way to go in that, but I can announce to you that in the first 6 months of this year, the number of break-and-enters in this city have fallen by 8%. So there is more to go, but it is a start and we're glad to be heading in the right direction. I look at health, and there are immense challenges in health, particularly the ability for people to get health services where they live. And I'm not comfortable with areas where women have given birth for decades not being able to have a child in those hospitals. So we are beginning the process of restoring country birthing services. Likewise, you deserve a world-class health system here and a new hospital. And we have made the decision not to fracture that across two sites. We are going to create something special, and you'll be seeing cranes in the sky in earnest to deliver that. I look at housing and the pressures that come from a region that is a desirable place to live, as Laura said, and we have to make sure that we're dealing with that. And a little later in the week, you'll be hearing about an announcement in that space as we work with your council, Jeff, to deliver more lots and more supply. We've got to get young people into the market. And then, of course, there's roads, and the Courier Mail today does an excellent job of articulating it. We cannot continue to see the deterioration of rural roads and the missed opportunities that come with that. We announced a $100 million fund in the election campaign, which we called Country Roads Connect. And what that fund was about is unashamedly making sure that where there are missing pieces of roads that need to be sealed, we are going to seal them. Because you can't get produce to market, you can't get ambulances to people's home if during wet season those roads aren't sealed. And today I can announce that the Warra-Kanaga Creek Road will be one of those roads that are sealed outside of Dalby. A small project, but one that matters to people in the region. But I want to talk about those opportunities. And Jeff outlined why this place is such a beautiful place. You do have an incredibly diverse economy. You also have a very diverse people who call this place home. And you're a beautiful city, you're a tolerant city, and you do so much for the Queensland way of life. And I want to start with tourism. And I want you to understand that the reason why we have delivered a plan to make sure the Olympic and Paralympic Games isn't just about Brisbane is because we want Queensland to come on the journey. And the legacy play that comes with an equestrian centre here is magnificent. This is the home of people who have based their life in agriculture. And this is the place that started on the back of a horse. And this is the place where people come with big dreams. And we want, when the eyes of the world are on us, for it to be seen across the regions and to see the opportunity for places to be developed that can continue to serve communities for generations to come. But I want you to think about ecotourism as well. Think about the opportunity that escarpment can have for this city. Think about the opportunity for your mountain bike tracks in time to come. By 2045, we are going to deliver 45 new ecotourism projects in this state. No ifs, no buts, we will. And I want this region and this city to be part of that. So we say to Council, dream big, come forward with your plans. We want to bring them to market. We want to lever the natural beauty of Queensland to create an economic opportunity. I look at mining, and I'm mindful that this region is so blessed with some amazingly fertile soil, and as a result, there has to be a balance that is found. But a place like Acland has been underpinning an economy for generations. And whether or not people agree with the need for the expansion of that mine, you can have a yes or you can have a no, or you can have a paralysis. And that's what happened for a long time. And we are removing that paralysis. We do believe there is a future for Acland. And we do believe with the certainty people can go to work and provide for their families. And I want those in the mining industry to know, after years of uncertainty, attacks, changes to taxation, regulation, that we are going to give the certainty for people to be able to invest in mining. It underpins many regional communities, and we want that diversity to be on offer. Manufacturing is important, and Jeff mentioned the manufacturing hub. We are determined to make sure that you are able to train the next generation of people who can go to work in this region. And finally, to agriculture, something near and dear to my heart. Agriculture is the only reason I am in this country. My grandfather, 6 decades ago, made a decision to come here on the back of an opportunity in the cane fields in Ingham. And agriculture has underpinned this beautiful city and this beautiful region for a long time. But a missing piece in the pie has been biosecurity. And I am mindful over a long period of time, biosecurity hasn't been taken as seriously as it should for a long period of time. And today we are announcing that the first of 100 new biosecurity officers are underway, and they are in place, including here in Toowoomba. There will be 25 rolling out by October, and it will make sure that we are able to keep the front door secure. It's important. We only need one breach. We only need one breach, and our entire economies and our reputation can be undermined. And it is important to us that we send a message that there is a future for agriculture, that there will be water security, that there will be security in what you can do on your land, and there will be security in making sure that biosecurity is front and centre. So, before I hand back to Chris, I want to make this observation. Regional Queensland doesn't just have a future in being able to survive, you have a future in thriving. Everything we do through the prism of helping every single Queenslander. Every decision, every investment, we ask ourselves, what does the future look like for this state? How can we make sure that people can go to a regional area, be able to afford a home, have a job, provide for a family, have access to healthcare and education and the services that people in cities take for granted? And I want to conclude by thanking the Courier again for the opportunity to come to a Bush Summit. They are wonderful initiatives. We are determined to make sure that every Queenslander has a chance to benefit from what I do believe is a decade of a golden opportunity for a state on the cusp of something very, very special. Thank you all very much for having me today.